Limited events this season in Disney Speedstorm have just been downright bad. Season 7 ends in 4 days and 10 hours from the time I'm recording this, and in my opinion, there has not been one really good limited event this season yet. The main reason I'm making this video is due to these two events, the Who Me I Got a Bellyache, which is in celebration of Donald Duck's 90th birthday, and the Part of a Blue World limited event, which is in celebration of World Oceans Day, and it's good that we have these events. I'm glad they're putting in new events into the game, but honestly, the rewards for these are just extremely lackluster. If we take a look at this Part of a Blue World event, you can see you get 2 shards for a lot of these crew members. That's not even enough to unlock any of them, not even halfway enough. And then if you manage to have a level 32 character in both the Little Mermaid and Lilo and Stitch collections, you'll get a 5 shards for Lilo and 5 shards for Ariel, and then 5 shards for Flounder as well, which is okay. Like, it's fine. The rewards are just okay, and that's how it's really been this whole season. Like, Donald Duck, same thing. Yes, it is a time trial regulated event, which is very good, but even if you manage to get in the top 10% of players, so only 1 out of 10 players who do this event, you get 12 Donald Duck shards and 5 Daisy shards. Like, it's just not a lot of rewards for the effort and work you're putting in, and it's felt like this the entire season, both in the quantity and quality of limited events. Like, just to recap what we've gotten over this past season, we had the anniversary event, which had terrible rewards. The rewards we got for logging in daily were super nice, but the actual limited event portion of it was basically worthless. The Earth Day event was fine. It got you Wally and Eve shards, which was really nice, but the problem was you needed to have those characters in order to get the shards for that event. Same thing with the Golden Week event. And outside of those events and the Kermit event, the Kermit event has its own list of separate problems that I could talk about for a while, but I'll keep that out of this video. And outside of those events, the only other ones we've gotten are ones like the I'm Bad and That's Good event, which feature the seasonal characters, which they just don't feel as impactful considering we're already getting so many rewards around the Wreck-It Ralph collection because it is, the Wreck-It Ralph season. So when we get events based on those characters, yes, it's nice, but it just doesn't feel as impactful. And on top of that, you need to have a level 40 Ralph and Calhoun in order to fully complete this event. Granted, I was able to do it with level 35 versions of both of those characters, but still, that is exceptionally high. And overall, it just feels like the quality of limited events in Disney Speedstorm have dropped severely this season. While I talk more about this, I'm going to go into the Donald Duck event and show you all how to get top 10% with the very cool new birthday skin that I'm actually quite a big fan of. But in my opinion, limited events in Disney Speedstorm are one of the best opportunities that they have in order to fully captivate the player base. Like, we should be excited to log in every Friday and Monday and experience some new limited events, and that really just hasn't been the case this season. Obviously, a large part of this is most Fridays and Mondays we haven't really gotten anything other than new Star Chaser events. And as I've talked about in the past, Star Chasers have their own set of problems that, again, I'm not going to go super far into, but pretty much they just take far too much time and effort, and you don't really get enough rewards. You just kind of feel forced to do them in order to scrap for shards, and if you already have the character unlocked, it feels almost worthless. It is very nice though to get a Star Chaser for a character that you do not have unlocked, because you'll get 7 of the 10 shards required to unlock them. But then when you add things in, when you factor in things such as you need Vanellope and Sergeant Calhoun to fully complete these Star Chasers, it feels really bad because you actually have to pay for those characters and you're not getting them if you don't spend $10. Therefore, you can't even get all of the already lackluster rewards from Star Chasers. Also, this event is going terribly right now. I am driving terribly. Let's hope we can do better on our second attempt. But outside of Star Chasers, even just normal limited events, like I said, we didn't really get anything. Like, when Part 2 started, there was a couple weeks gaps where we were just waiting for Kermit. Same thing in Part 1, there were just gaps of weeks where we didn't get anything except for the new tournaments and again Star Chasers and new chapters of the season tour, which is nice. The 2-part seasonal content has the one advantage of it keeps players retained for longer because there is an update in the middle of the season that sort of refreshes things, and that does feel nice. But in my opinion, for that to truly land and have its full effect, they need to use that as well as limited events at the same rate they were already doing them, because I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like every other season we've gotten way more limited events than we have this season. And there's a ton of reasons why they should. Not only is it fun, it keeps people excited. It gives me a reason to log into the game every Friday and get truly excited. But on top of that, there's a lot of characters that are just slowly becoming unobtainable completely for free-to-play players. Like this season, if you're a free-to-play player, I don't think they've given out any shards for like half of the mid-season characters. Like there's been no Hades, no Gaston, I don't think. Actually, I think there was a little bit Gaston. Sorry about that. Um, who else? Like, there's just a lot of the mid-season characters. No mini shards. There's been some Daisy shards, I think. Fortunately, Steamboat Mickey. I don't know if I already said him. Figment. I don't think there's been very many shards at all. So, like, if you want to unlock these characters, if you're playing Disney Speedstorm to get your hands on some of these characters, and some are like really iconic, like Minnie Mouse, there has been no ways to obtain Minnie Mouse shards for free this season at all. You can spend $5 to get her, which is nice, but that's not true for all of the mid-season characters. In my opinion, a lot of these characters, they need more ways to unlock them. I don't know why Disney Speedstorm isn't constantly pumping out limited events to take advantage of that, because limited events also provide an opportunity for players to spend money on the game. It doesn't just strictly benefit us. They can throw in some hard limited events, put in some level 40 objectives for some obscure characters, and then people will be more inclined to buy those characters to have them unlocked to fully complete the events, or spend money to level them up so that way, again, they can fully complete the events and get additional rewards. And then on top of that, newer players can complete all of the lower objectives, get all the lower rewards and the shards and stuff like that, and then more experienced or paying players can get all of the rewards from that event. And you can tie it in, you can add boxes for the limited events. But this season, it's really only felt like we've gotten limited events for like obscure holidays that have a couple thousand upgrade coins and a few shards for a character with ridiculously hard objectives, or it's been featured on seasonal characters. Like a Vanellope event is cool, but when I already bought the golden pass and I'm getting 70 Vanellope shards, an extra 10 in events, yes, it's nice, but it doesn't make up for the lack of other events, in my opinion. And I'm really confused why Disney Speedstorm has been doing this, because again, like I've said, it's really only been this season. Pretty much every other season of Disney Speedstorm has had a way higher volume of events. And like I said, Kermit's mid-season event was just awful. I might make a whole video discussing it and what they need to fix before we get our next mid-season event, but like, to unlock Kermit, you needed to have 5 or 6 characters unlocked, including Vanellope and Oswald, which were, I think, the 2 hardest for free-to-play players, obviously, which just sucked. It was just really bad watching all these people who wanted to have Kermit the Frog unlocked, and they just couldn't get them because they didn't have Oswald unlocked. It was really sad to see that for all the players who I knew were already excited to play as Kermit the Frog in Disney Speedstorm. They literally couldn't obtain him, and it sucked. And you had to buy Vanellope, who was the premium character, or was being sold for $18, which was... It's just not a good thing to do, in my opinion. And then if you can't complete Kermit's event, you had to go through to the shop and buy Kermit's loot box. And I don't know if you guys saw my Kermit loot box opening video. If you haven't, I highly recommend you go check it out. But basically, it was a scam. I spent 10,000 tokens on Kermit's box, and I got 5 shards, and it took me over 3,000 tokens to get those first shards. So if you wanted to get, 5 to 10 shards for Kermit, who knows how much money you'd be spending? An unrealistic amount. So it's not even like the Wally events where, there was a cheap unlock pack available. It was just insanely hard to obtain Kermit. Unfairly hard, I might say. And the same was true for Eve's event, but I think Kermit's was even worse because of the drop rates from his boxes. And so I really hope with mid-season characters, they go back to the regulated time trials where everyone has an equal opportunity. Because the new events, they're just not doing it for me. And I'm the target audience for those new events, basically. Like, I have all the characters. I got Kermit in, 5 minutes of playing, and it was nice and easy. I was done like that. And it's nice for the experienced players, I guess. I could see if you have all those characters unlocked why you might think those events are better. But for everyone else, all the free-to-play players, it is really bad. Because they have essentially no way other than hoping to gamble money on the loot box in order to unlock Kermit. It's honestly kind of gross, in my opinion, having that kind of strategy, because a lot of people were really excited for Kermit. He was one of the more anticipated characters I've seen in a while for this game. and so it really sucked when he was locked behind a paywall. Because, you know, it's one thing to lock it behind like a $10 paywall, like the premium Golden Pass characters, and then it's another thing to lock them behind a gacha box or a crazy, ridiculous hard limited event. And in my opinion, I think we need to go back to the regulated time trials, and we need to have more events in general. Like I said, the main point of this video is there just hasn't been enough, and enough good quality ones. And I think they could even experiment more and do more stuff. Take a page out of like Disney Mirrorverse's book and have big like takeover events that last a month and have a whole separate leaderboard or something. And they can even throw in pay to win elements to that, just something to keep us engaged a little bit longer. Would be really, really nice, because in my opinion, the limited events this season just were not cutting it. And they didn't feel fun or enjoyable or keep me engaged at all. And hopefully, when we move into Season 8 and we get all these new players, they step it up and really improve their limited events game, because I definitely want to see that. And there you go. We got top 10% in the Who Me, I Got a Bellyache events. So now, after those 3 attempts and getting into the top 10 percentile, my grand reward is 12 Donald shards and 5 Daisy shards. Isn't that wonderful? I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys think about limited events? Did you like them this season? Did you dislike them? You know, Litwax Arcade Cup is a whole nother thing. Obviously, these events have been in the game forever, but I don't even want to play this because I'm pretty sure I have both of these cosmetics. So I get duplicates and vanity coins that I have 81,000 of and nothing to spend them on, which is insane to me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of limited events this season. I'm curious to hear all of your thoughts and what you want to see with limited events moving forward. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.